Hello, everyone, and welcome to this live stream. So every Friday, we go live on the Shreem Brzee YouTube channel for in a couple ways. One, we do the chanting calls, and then we also, at some point, usually it's 11 a.m., today is around 12, go live with a different message or teaching around Shreem Brzee. And we try to make it timely and relevant. So today's message is about unmasking the illusion of inequality. And on Sunday, Dr. Pillai, during the wealth workshop, he talked about how there's an illusion that humans buy into, that there is somehow inequality amongst us, whether that be from how much money you have, from your social status in your community, whether it means what you've done in the past, say maybe you've committed crimes or not been an upstanding citizen. Perhaps you have a different color skin. Perhaps you have part of a different race, anything that is deemed unequal to someone else. So we have this vast array of inequality that is been labeled, and there's judgments around that in our world and humanity. And we are taught these. Right? We're taught these as we're growing up, and those then turn into our prejudices, which turn into racism, sexism, ageism, a variety of prejudice that we bring with us and that we apply to other humans. And no one is really free of this because we've been taught it from birth. So it starts at a very early age, and we don't know any better as we're coming up. And so from a spiritual perspective, there's a few things happening. There's also, there's what we're taking in psychologically, and there's also a spiritual, let's say, multi-lifetime association or relationship with what we decided to participate in this lifetime. So for example, if you, there's karma that happens. So maybe in a past life, you were an oppressor, and in this life, you're the oppressed, and vice versa. And that cycle could continue to happen until your soul evolves and resolves whatever it is that's happening that needs to be resolved for your personal evolution, for your soul's evolution. I like to believe we're all on a spiritual path, and that we're either, some people are realizing it and some people aren't realizing, but that we continue on these, in this engagement of spiritual growth so that we can at some point attain a certain level of awareness or enlightenment that allows us to move on. So inequality is part of the conversation. It's part of our lesson plan, if you will, right? We come into Earth, and there's other planets and there's other dimensions, but for some reason we all chose to be on Earth at this time. And we chose to come in with a certain color skin and a certain gender and a certain sexual orientation and a certain part of a certain culture, part of a socioeconomic bracket. We chose all of this because there was something in our soul's calling that needed to experience a lesson to evolve. So when we're witnessing what's going on in the world, and we're witnessing the uprising to create more equality, let us remember we all chose this journey. Let us also remember that as human beings and spiritual beings, we have an opportunity to participate in the energetic shift that is happening right now and has the potential to drastically change how we live as humans. We can all contribute to the energy and the vibration that is being developed in this very important time period. And it doesn't matter what color your skin is. It doesn't matter your sexual orientation, your gender, where you live in the world. how much money you make, what language you what language you speak. It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is that as humans, we are all equal on the soul level. We all have the power of divinity. We are all gods and goddesses. We all have ultimate universal energy, all in this body. We don't always feel it or know it because there's a lot of layers that prevent us from understanding it, seeing it, realizing it. That's why the path to self-realization takes us through cycles on a journey that helps us awaken to our reality, our realization, awaken to our realization. So the more we get in tune with this awakening and our self-realization, the more we can have the power to forge ahead and be the beacon of light that contributes energetically to what's happening in the world, that contributes energetically to this huge shift that is happening, where people are literally changing the world right now. How it's going to go is up to us. And every single one of us, not just those who are in an oppressive state, right? Not just women, not just people of color, not just people who are discriminated against. Every human being has the ability right now to make a difference. How do we do that? That's the big question. How is by feeding the energy systems that we're all riding on. There's all these energy waves, all these vibrational waves that we participate in by feeling them and seeing them and riding them in some cases, or by creating them. So I'm asking all of you, all of us, to be in the participatory state in action of creating the higher vibration. If you're not out there in the streets protesting or holding a sign or posting something on social media and you're not quite sure what to do, you can do this thing. You can be chanting. You can be praying. You can be making a difference to yourself and to the world. There are no excuses for this because by doing this, we are participating in a very powerful way. We are creating the consciousness in ourselves to be raised higher, which then impacts those around us. And we go from our household to our neighborhood, to our city, to our state, to our country, to our world. And it all starts with each one of us. And there is no excuse while any one of us can't do that. So if you're feeling like I'm not sure what to do, but I do want to support a cause for changing the world to create a place where there is more awareness around equality, where there is less prejudice, where we can break down the systematic racism and judgments that have been created to keep people in oppressed states. So if you're not sure how to do that, and I suggest you, if that calls to you, then there are ways within the system to contribute. But if you can't, you're not sure, we can be chanting Shreem Brzee. The solution here is to be chanting Shreem Brzee. Why Shreem Brzee? Because Shreem Brzee is the 200% mantra. It gives us 100% inner, spiritual guidance, power, positivity, faith, love, abundance, all the things we and the world need right now. And it gives us the outer protective layer of financial stability, of material comforts, of economic empowerment. Because when you have finances, when you have economic power, you can actually do quite a lot with that. You can contribute to organizations. You can exercise the power that you have in economic empowerment or freedom, financial freedom. You don't have to worry about your physical life. Your survival no longer becomes a concern. So when your survival no longer becomes a concern, what can you do? You can evolve. You can evolve and you can help others. So Shreem Brzee is key to the revolution that is happening right now across the world. And we all can do this. And there is no excuse from anyone of how you are not sure what to do or not sure how you can contribute to making the world a greater place, to helping those in need. There is no excuse anymore. This is the solution. This is what you do. You can chant Shreem Brzee continuously. You chant it on a mala, chant it on, write it down, just chant it anytime throughout the day. Sit in meditation and chant it for as long as you possibly can. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour. Do the meditation that we've given you for absolutely free, where you're able to sit and do the meditation on a deeper level to get Shreem Brzee through the mind, body, spirit. This is how we unmask the illusion of inequality, because inequality was created by the limitations of the human negative greed and mind. That's how it was created. But we're all equal at the soul level. So when we become empowered at the soul level, we get to have a keener insight on how we can see through our prejudice that have been taught to us. And we get to then have a higher vibration, which allows us to see the equality in everybody. Once you become more sovereign in your divinity, you witness it in others. When you are not aligned with your divinity, you're not seeing it in others. That is why the change starts with us. And that is why we have the power. There's no more important message right now than the power of knowing your value, your energy, your divinity, your birthright of personal power, so that you may be able to witness it in others. If you're not feeling fully whole, vibrating with divinity in God's grace and blessings, it's very hard to see it in other people, right? So this is our initiative. This is our mission here on the Shreem Brzee channel and in the Shreem Brzee community. This is how we can contribute. This is how we can participate in the activities that are going on in the world. So if you're feeling helpless, like I was a few days ago, this is the path that I sought out. Like, what can I possibly be doing besides spreading awareness and educating myself? This is how I can actively contribute to creating a shift in the world that will help everybody, right? The people who are in the oppressive states, who are keeping maybe a little quiet right now, they'll be helped, because if we create a vibrational state of the world that is so high that not even their thoughts can maintain hatred, because that's what can happen. Right? We're all psychic. These sound waves, these vibrational waves of everyone's thoughts are happening throughout the entire planet. We're riding on them. Instead of riding on the negative and discriminatory and hateful thoughts, we can contribute the thoughts of unity, the thoughts of peace, the thoughts of prosperity, the thoughts of positivity and of faith. We get to do that. You don't have to gather in a church. You don't have to be anywhere. Everyone, every race, anywhere can be chanting Shreem Brzee and making a difference from themselves, their community, their state, their country, the world. That is the message. So that's what I wanted to say today. I'll take a minute and see if there's any questions here on chat or if there's any contributions, but this is the message to take forth. And I hope that you take it to heart and do it, but not only do it, but share it with others. Because we can't just have 10, 20, 100, 200, even 500 people. We need thousands of people to be chanting, to be making a difference, to be putting your prayers and energy into the energy flow of what's happening on Earth right now. Because this is the pivotal time. You think 2020 is negative? No, 2020 is what exactly is needed for the world to change. And we all decided to incarnate on the earth at this very time to participate in it. Let's not forget that part. We all incarnated to participate in the power of how to change the world right now. And if you are not doing that, you are wasting this opportunity. If you are not doing anything to contribute, you are wasting this opportunity. And I just gave you the simplest, easiest way to contribute. So you must do this part. You must do your part. Any other questions or comments from the chat? All right. This is what I wanted to impart to everyone today, that this is how we get to unmask the inequality of, or the illusion of inequality. That because everyone is equal, because we all have a superpower within us that is our birthright, that is what we are. We have an immense energy, and if you are not putting it out there to help the good, then you're part of the problem. And Shreem Brzee is all you need to do. Shreem Brzee for yourself, Shreem Brzee for the world, Shreem Brzee to make a difference. Call on the divine and ask them to come and manifest for us. Manifest a beautiful world where this shift is going to make a difference. Okay. Before I leave, I wanted to mention that we are, the link in this video is available for you to, let me start over again. Before we go, the enrollment for the Shreem Brzee course, the Wealth Activation Program, is still open. The first call is happening this Sunday. In fact, we're postponing the official start of the course until next Sunday, but anyone who joins will be beginning to get bonuses and extra time in the program. The program's just been extended for 1 week. Dr. Pillai asked us to do that. So come join us. We're going to be together for 3 months, 3 whole months, where all this stuff happens in the world. You're going to be in a protective community of amazing humans. I was just on the Fire Lab with them. So positive, so amazing, powerful. Like if you're feeling like you need some protection, you need some love, you need some grace, you need a community, this is the place to be. Wealth Activation Program is the place to be. And it starts, like I said, there'll be a call on Sunday, but there will be the first official call the following Sunday, where we begin teachings. Dr. Pillai just recorded the first recording on the full moon day. He delivered an incredible new Brzee technique, which we're super excited to get to you. So I hope to see you join us. I hope to see you there, because this is how we are going to help make this leap. Everything I said today about you contributing, I get it's hard to do on your own. That's why we created this program, so that you have some place to be inside, where your community will help you, where you will not go off track. You'll be able to stay on point and manifest what it is you want. Any other questions? Can I write Shreem Brzee on my hand? Sure. Sure you can. The full moon, someone's asking about the full moon time. The full moon started yesterday and it went through this morning. It goes until like now, but that means it also extends for the whole day. All right, so I'll go ahead and wrap up. I hope to see you in the program. In the meantime, please be participating in all the ways. We have our free Shreem Brzee communities on Facebook, on Instagram, here on YouTube, and live connections that we do every week, 4 times per week. And I'll see you there. Namaste.